night, something strange will happen. You lie down in bed, close your eyes, and then you're gone. You won't lose consciousness, you'll just disappear. In the morning you'll appear again, but you won't have any memories of how it happened. Think about it. You never remember the exact moment you fall asleep. You remember lying in bed, some dreams, you remember waking up. But the moment you fall asleep, it's just not there, like a page torn out of the book. And this happened every night, your whole life. Why? Hi, Voidivai, AG here. So, why don't you remember the exact moment you fell asleep? First answer that comes to the mind is, because I'm asleep. But that's not really an answer. That's just the same question reworded. The real strangeness starts when you realize your brain doesn't shut down when you fall asleep. It's just done something far more clever. Here's what's actually happening. Some parts of your brain stay active even more than during the day. But at the same time, one critical system begins to fail. The system that records memories starts shutting down. And to understand what breaks here, we need to ask one simple question. How does memory even work? Memory isn't a recording, it's a reconstruction. Every time you remember something, your brain pieces it back together from fragments across different regions. For a memory to even form, three things have to happen. First, encoding. The brain notices information and processes it. The hippocampus decides what's important. Second, consolidation. The information stabilizes and moves into long-term memory. This mostly happens during sleep. Sleep isn't just rest, it's data archiving. Third, retrieval. You don't reply a file, you reconstruct it. Now, here is the key. As you start falling asleep, one of these stages fails first, and it fails on purpose. The hippocampus doesn't fully shut down, but the part responsible for encoding new memories starts fading out even before you're fully asleep. This is what's known as hippocampal silencing, and it's the first clue. Sleep isn't a single state, it's a process. The third stage, and one, is the lighter sleep. Your brain slows down, alpha waves give way to slower theta waves, and here things start to get weird. Many people experience hypnagogic hallucinations, brief images, sounds, sensations that appear out of nowhere. Sometimes just shapes, sometimes full scenes. This is the H. The moment when your brain stops clearly separating what's inside and what's outside. Thoughts start feeling real. Reality stops being properly recorded. Try something tonight. Right as you're about to fall asleep, focus on your hands. Try to understand which one is left and which one is right. And suddenly, it stops making sense. They start to feel like they're swapping places. The boundaries of your body starts to blur. At this exact moment, acetylcholine drops, a neurotransmitter critical for memory. It's basically the chemical your brain needs to hit record. So, you get a perfect combination. The hippocampus goes quiet, memory chemistry weakens, reality blurs. And right there, you lose your last connection to this moment. And just like that, you disappear. But this mechanism isn't absolute. Some people actually remember the moment they fall asleep. This is called hypnagogic awareness, when part of your mind stays active while the body is already shutting down. People describe watching their thoughts turn into images or observing themselves as they fall asleep. It's not a disorder, it's just a different mode your brain can operate in. Now, compare that to the anesthesia. Under general anesthesia, you don't just lose the transition, you lose everything. No fragments, no scenes of time passing, just nothing. The reason is the same, just stronger. Anesthetics suppress the same memory, but much more aggressively. In a way, every night you experience a softer version of this. Your brain gradually shuts off its ability to record. That's why you never see the moment you disappear. So, why don't you remember the moment you fall asleep? Because your brain shuts down the ability to record it. The hippocampus starts encoding, acetylcholine drops, and the boundary between inner and outer reality blurs. You are still there, but the moment is never saved. And this isn't a glitch, it's a necessary mechanism. If you stayed awake the whole time, you'd cling to control and never fall asleep. So, the brain does that work. It removes the observer. Every night, quietly and invisibly, it turns off what makes you, you, and rebuilds it in the morning. And you never ever notice. Good night.